Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
Detroit police say they know who illegally demolished the state representative's charity house. But with their answers, the plot only thickens. I'll explain.
8 months ago, an unspeakable death on Detroit's east side, the details of which we didn't learn until today. Coming up, that story.
All right, Jason, we're going to begin, though, with breaking news. It was no accident. Police make an arrest in the apartment fire that killed a mother and her 2-year-old daughter.
We want to get right to Sean Lay, live at the apartment on Brace Street on Detroit's west side. Sean joins us with more. Sean.
The Detroit Arson Task Force making this arrest late this afternoon. They confirmed to me that it was a boyfriend they suspect of being very angry at his girlfriend, setting her downstairs unit on fire. But take a look straight up. It spread quickly to the unit upstairs where there's a family of 4. Keep in mind here, the door to get out is right here, but the hallway was filled with smoke and fire. By the time firefighters got in with all that smoke and fire, they found the mom had retreated to a back room. She was found trying to shield her 2-year-old little girl.
It's awful as hell. My heart hurts so bad because I see them kids every day. My son play with his son. This is not just no stranger. I lived with these people for months.
Tonight, this young woman is in shock. Her 24-year-old boyfriend is in custody, awaiting charges that he intentionally set a fire because he was angry at her. The fire was set by putting clothing on her stove in her first-floor apartment last night. That fire exploding into the upstairs apartment, trapping the innocent family of 4 right above.
I have the recordings of him saying that he burnt my house down. He's in custody because of me.
The Detroit Arson Task Force confirms to us tonight that 31-year-old Star Milligan was found inside a back room trying to shield her 2-year-old daughter Mila from the smoke and fire. Mom and baby did not make it out. Milligan's son, 7-year-old Michael, was also hurt. Shanna Trice says she's Star Milligan's cousin.
I'm just numb to the whole thing because they didn't deserve that.
The target of this deadly case of arson, the girlfriend, wasn't even home at the time. Investigators say her boyfriend was trying to send her a message that took the lives of this mother and her precious little girl.
I was at the house at 7:10. My house was on fire at 7:30.
Back here live again, that girlfriend wasn't even in her unit, she says, when the boyfriend allegedly came in and set it on fire. All this, we're told, over some sort of money debt that the girlfriend says was paid yesterday. The boyfriend, though, still allegedly irate over that, setting her apartment on fire. Leading to all this, 7-year-old remains hospitalized. Again, little Michael, a family member just came by and says he is going to be just fine making it through all of this. Devin, Kimberly, back to you.
Just senseless, Sean. I'm wondering, though, how did they find the person who they believe is responsible in this?
Detroit Arson Task Force says they were out all night tracking him. They got his name here and some information, and they were looking for him all night. He ended up turning himself in early this morning, and they interviewed him all day long, now arresting him, and charges are expected soon.
Yeah, just awful. Okay, Sean, thanks.
Police say they have solved the mystery demolition of a Detroit home owned by State Rep Sherry Gay Denyogo. The chief says a trucking company owner was behind the demolition, and he could soon face charges. We'll bring in Paula Tutman, who has been following this saga since it started. Paula?
Hi, guys. Yeah, only part of this mystery has been solved because while police say they know who done it, they still don't know why. Let's take you live to the pictures. This is the actual site. We were the first to take you there 11 days ago to show you the demolition of State Representative Sherry Gay Dagnogo's charity home, a house her nonprofit was fixing up to give to a family for Christmas holidays, razed to the ground. Police Chief James Craig says
a mystery. Who stole the house?
But the knockdown crew left valuable clues, a prescription bottle with a label that led to Gibson Brothers Trucking, a Detroit company that adds demolition to its list of trucking services. Green light video from neighboring businesses gave investigators a visual. The owner of the demolition company, Sherman Gibson, is being charged with a felony, malicious destruction of property more than $20,000 for the illegal teardown.
There is no evidence that the state rep knew who was responsible for this demolition or that she gave the order for the demolition.
A quick online search shows that the company is acquainted with a permit pulling procedure, yet no permits, not one, was pulled to demo the house on Minnock on Detroit's west side. The state rep says her nonprofit sank $42,000 into the house, only to have a nearby house fire damage the structure this summer. Now, she was weighing options: sell the property as is, demolish it, or continue to pour money into the structure. She put out bids to vet demolition. Police say they could have wrapped up the investigation in 2 days instead of 11 if the state rep had initially disclosed she was shopping the idea of demolition.
And this was withheld from our investigators during several meetings held early.
Gay Dagnogo disputes that.
They had that on the first day of their investigation, first day. I gave them everybody I interfaced with, phone numbers and all.
And he says that you said last night, I didn't tell you because I didn't think it was pertinent.
Well, that's not exactly what I said. I said my response and my consideration of that was irrelevant because I didn't give them permission.
And indeed, the suspect apparently tells police, reportedly tells police that not necessarily it was a mistake. He doesn't say the word mistake, but he does apparently admit that he was not given authorization to take down the house. Police are preparing a warrant to send to the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office with the question still lingering on everyone's lips: why?
Still a lot for us to learn about what happened here. All right, Paula. All right, now to new information tonight into a horrifying crime. A 16-year-old Detroit girl is charged with stabbing her newborn baby to death.
And police say she tried to hide the body after it happened. Jason Colthorpe is here with us now. Jason, this is just awful any way you look at it.
Yeah, it's not easy to describe, and it will not be easy to hear. In fact, if the kids are in the room, you might want to send them out or hit the mute button for a moment. But the bottom line is this 16-year-old girl is being charged with second-degree murder. It was 8 months ago at the Agnes Street Apartments here on the east side when the Wayne County prosecutor says EMS was called around 11 p.m. February 21st because of an unknown medical condition. A 16-year-old girl was taken to the hospital. As police began to investigate, they uncovered horrifying details of what the prosecutor now says was murder. They believe the young woman gave birth to a baby in the toilet earlier in the day, then fatally stabbed the baby, hid the body in a purse, and then put it in her closet where police found it the next day.
Well, as far as I know, she was a decent girl, quiet, kept to herself.
Neighbors remember some talk of an incident around that time, but they were shocked to hear the details today.
It's shocking to hear that they accused her of doing something like that to a baby. You know, stab a baby and put it in the purse and then put it in the closet.
Lemons knows the family as good people, which is why these details are so unbelievable.
I hope she didn't do that. I mean, for the sake of my morals and principle, I hope she didn't do that. But for me, from observing this girl, I just can't see that. That's the honest to God truth. I just can't see it. She don't seem like that type.
That girl will be back in court on October 25th, and again, she is charged as a juvenile here, which means if she is found guilty, she'll be sentenced that way. Whenever this happens, authorities want to remind everyone about the safe haven law, which means you can leave a baby at a police or fire station or a hospital without fear of being arrested.
An 83-year-old man is in critical condition after being rescued from a house fire on Detroit's west side. It happened this morning on Chatham in the area of Losser and Finkel. The fire is said to have started in the basement. One neighbor was worried when she saw one of the man's cats without him.
The cats are always with him. One of the cats I seen today, I was sitting on the porch, and one of the cats came. I didn't see him. I know something was wrong.
We're told the victim was taken to the hospital where doctors were able to get his pulse back. Right now, the cause is under investigation. We're learning more about who was involved in that deadly crash into an eastside Detroit home yesterday.
Police Chief James Craig says the 5 people in the car were linked to 29 smash and grab robberies, including one yesterday at the Foot Locker on 8 Mile. They are said to be part of an eastside street gang. 2 people in that car were killed, including the driver. And Chief Craig says they knew and were working to mentor the driver.
He was involved in our Brotherhood program, and very positive in the program. Unfortunately, he continued to engage in what we believe this kind of criminal behavior.
Craig says they are investigating the group and their possible ties to a larger gang. Let's zoom out now to the international scene. Turkey launching a major assault on Kurdish fighters in northern Syria.
The attacks began after U.S. troops pulled back from the area. Turkey wants to move Kurdish fighters away from its border with Syria. That's because Turkey considers those fighters aligned with an insurgent movement of Kurds in Turkey. The Kurds are American allies in the fight against ISIS. In response to the attacks, civilians have started to leave their homes.
Job security taking center stage in the ongoing UAW strike against General Motors, which is now in its 24th day. In a letter to local presidents and chairpersons, UAW Vice President Terry Ditties says there is little progress to report regarding job security. Ditties goes on to say there can be no job security when GM products are made in other countries. For the latest information on the ongoing strike, stay with us here on air and online at clickondetroit.com. But nothing too promising to report again today.
All right, we've got much more to come. Here's Karen Drew.
She was a news writer at Local 4 when the scanner went off.
We just heard it come over the desk that a man had been killed at a bus stop.
She wrote up the breaking murder story, but details were few. Little did she know the man killed was her brother. Now this sister returns to the scene of the crime 23 years later, looking for answers.
The defenders on the case.
Coming up.
Doesn't look a whole lot different than the graphic we showed you last night at this time. We could keep doing this, but unfortunately, the weekend is going to put a stop to it. We'll look at what's around the corner coming up.
It is a form of economic hardship that does not have to be a problem.
We've got an option that we think is fair for you.
Tax foreclosure is solvable, but for many Detroiters, they're not sure how. Well, we'll have some answers for you.